Hello, this is Purple Rosa, and I'm continuing on in Elsweyr with the Hakoshae town quest just here. If you remember from last time, we entered Hakoshae and we met Ashur, who we've previously met in Morrowind. He's part of the Morag Tongue, and he's investigating a rumour about something to do with his grandfather and killing a potentate, I think it was. Or not killing. And yeah, he just wants to restore his family honour and make sure the rumour's false. And yeah, we entered Hakoshae and found out they're holding the Proving Festival, and we overheard that one of the townspeople heard something weird during the night, and there might be something more sinister going on. So now we're participating in the Proving Festival and honouring our ancestors. And we had to write down our ancestors' names on a water lily and put it in the water. Now we're doing the trial of strength to get this flower. Oh, more lions. Whoa! Is that it? Guess so. Got the sugar daisy. This is a trial of strength, as I said before. The Archivary about honouring their ancestors with strength and knowledge or something like that. I don't know much about the Archivary myself, but we're slowly learning more about them in Hakoshae here. So we have to go back to town. The landscape here is really pretty. I like the trees and the flowers.
You have the look of victory about you. Tell me, were you successful?
I found the flower. Here you go.
Most impressive. I'd say you've certainly made your ancestors proud. Good thing, too. Wouldn't want any unhappy spirits mucking about Hakoshae. They'd bring all sorts of misfortune.
Is this another Archivary belief?
Quite right. It's part of why honoring our ancestors is so important. Happy ancestors gift their descendants with good fortune. Wrathful ancestors, well, they do just the opposite. They curse us with misery, desolation, even death.
Death?
Yes, death. Of course, you'd need to perform a great dishonor for such a punishment. Not that you have to worry about that. You've proven both your reverence and strength. Now, it's time to test your wit. Head to the town square and speak to Valoria.
Alright, I'll go speak with Valoria.
Don't dawdle now. The proof of wisdom awaits you back in Hakoshae.
Cool. So there is a book here. Mysterious Archivere. Ooh. Archivere means Dragonland. Tamriel means Dawn's Beauty. Atmora means Elder Wood. Only the Red Guards know what Yakuta ever meant. Archivere is the kingdom of the beasts. No men or mer live in Archivere, though men once did. These men, however, were eaten long ago by the vampiric serpent folk of Seiki. Had they not been eaten, those men would have eventually migrated to Tamriel. The Nords left Atmora for Tamriel. Before them, the Elves had abandoned Altmeris for Tamriel. The Red Guards destroyed Yakuta so they could make their journey. All men and mer know Tamriel is the nexus of creation, where the last war will happen. where the gods unmade Lorcan and left their adamantine tower of secrets. Who knows what the Akaviri think of Tamriel, but ask yourself, why have they tried to invade it 3 times or more? There are 4 major nations of Akavir: Kamal, Seiki, Tangmo, and Ka-Po-Tun. When they are not busy trying to invade Tamriel, they are fighting with each other. Kamal is snow hell. Demons live there, armies of them. Every summer they thaw out and invade Tangmo, but the brave monkey folk always drive them away. Once Adasum Dir Kamal, a king among demons, attempted to conquer Morrowind, but Almalexia and the Underking destroyed him at Red Mountain. Seiki is Snake Palace, once the strongest power in Akavir before the tiger dragon came. The serpent folk ate all the men of Akavir a long time ago, but still kind of look like them. They are tall, beautiful, if frightening, covered in golden scales and immortal. They enslave the goblins of the surrounding isles who provide labour and fresh blood. The holdings of Seiki are widespread. When natives of Tamriel think of the Akaviri, they think of the serpent folk because one ruled the Cyrodiilic Empire for 400 years. He was Potentate Verzushi, assassinated by the Morag Tong. Tangmo is the 1,000 Monkey Isles. There are many breeds of monkey folk and they are all kind, brave and simple, and many are also very crazy. They can raise armies when they must, for all of the other Akaviri nations have at one time or another tried to enslave them. They cannot decide who they hate more, the snakes or the demons, but ask one and he'll probably say snakes. Though once bitter enemies, the monkey folk are now allies with the tiger folk of Ka-Po-Tun. Ka-Po-Tun is the tiger dragon's empire. The cat folk here are ruled by the divine Toshraka, the tiger dragon. They are now a very great empire, stronger than Seiki, though not at sea. After the serpent folk ate all the men, they tried to eat all the dragons. They managed to enslave the red dragons, but the black ones had fled to their Potun. A great war was raged, which left both the cats and the snakes weak, and the dragons all dead. Since that time the catfolk have tried to become the dragons. Toshraka is the first to succeed. He is the largest dragon in the world, orange and black, and he has many new ideas. First, Toshraka says, is that we will kill all the vampire snakes. Then the tiger dragon emperor wants to invade Tamriel. Interesting. There's a lot about the Akaviri lore in this book. So yeah, the Potentate Verzushi was assassinated by the Morag Tong, but Ashur thinks that his grandfather failed killing a potentate, and is here to prove that rumour false. But yeah, the Akaviri sound really interesting. So there's the monkey people, there's the cat dragon people, the Seiki, which are the vampire snakes. This is all interesting. And yeah, towards the end of that book it said the cat dragon wants to invade and become emperor of Tamriel. So if that ever happens in the future, well, not in Elder Scrolls Online, but in a future Elder Scrolls game, that would be really cool.
Why, if it isn't our town's mysterious stranger. Magnate Feina Darak told me all about your participation. Have you completed the first 2 proofs?
I have, and was told to speak to you.
Excellent, excellent. Then you are ready for the proof of wisdom. I am most useful when empty. I am most generous when full. What am I?
Ooh, I have to solve a riddle.
Of course. What better way to show your wisdom? The riddle describes one of the items on this table. Choose the correct item and bring it to me. Only then will you pass the trial.
Okay, I'll return with the correct item.
Best of luck, dear. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask.
First, tell me about the proof of wisdom.
Throughout Akaviri history, the proof of wisdom has been performed in a number of ways. Scholars draft grand essays, writers compose ornate poems, philosophers perform lengthy debates. But for Hakoshae, we went with riddles.
Why riddles?
The people of Hakoshae are simple folk, and our great scholars are few and far between. A modest trial keeps morale up, while still honoring our ancestors. However, we did get a few essay submissions for the Magnate to review.
Is the Magnate a scholar then?
Of course, just like the rest of her family. Every Akaviri text we have is safely contained within the Magnate's home, and she makes sure to study them. Even teaches the young ones a bit of the language.
Interesting. Alright, can you tell me the riddle again?
I am most useful when empty. I am most generous when full. What am I?
Okay. I am most useful when empty, most generous when full. Most useful when empty, most generous when full. Most useful when empty, most generous when full. I'm thinking the potion, but a bowl as well, because a bowl you can fill with soup, liquids or other food. Most useful when empty, most generous when full. Most useful when empty, most generous when full. I'm gonna go with the bowl.
You've returned. Tell me, what item did you bring?
A bowl?
Yes, that is indeed the answer. Oh, I'm just so happy you guessed correctly. I was a little worried my riddle was too obscure. I had hoped Magnate Feina Darak would provide a riddle, but she's had her hands full with the festival. Poor thing.
Woo! I'm glad I got that right. Poor thing.
She just has a lot riding on her shoulders. We're all seeking to honor our ancestors, but the Magnate's ancestors are a bit, harder to live up to. I'm sure it's created a good deal of stress.
Huh, interesting. I see, thank you.
May your ancestors be pleased by your actions, traveler.
Okay, so where's Ashur? Oh,
Enjoying the festival, are we?
I am. But yeah, me and Ashur stand out because we're the only two dark elves here.
I'm sure you've heard a great deal about Akaviri culture today, but tell me, did you learn anything about the Magnate herself?
Her family has led Hakoshae since its founding. She's well respected and scholarly. Does that help?
Everything you've learned seems to support the rumor. A descendant of the potentate would certainly be given such privileges. However, my investigation calls for more concrete proof. A document would be best.
Where would we find such a document?
I've made some inquiries of my own. It seems that Magnate Feina Darak has quite a few records in the cellar of her home. We'll need to break in and search her documents.
And how do you propose that we break in?
We need a key, and I'm positive the captain of the guard carries one. If you would do me the kindness of chatting him up for a bit, I'll do my best to obtain the key. Should all go well, we'll be in and out before anyone notices.
Alright, I'll distract the guard.
Very well. Let's get moving then.
Can you tell me more about the town of Hakoshae?
Hakoshae was built after the fall of the Akaviri Potentate. It's been, let's see now, a little over 100 years now? Yes, right around that. The town was founded by the Akaviri refugees who fled during that time.
What exactly is the Akaviri Potentate?
Potentate Vexento began his political career as advisor to Emperor Riemann III. When the Emperor was assassinated, the Potentate stepped up as Cyrodiil's leader. Very fortunate for Vexento, of course. He was Emperor in all but name.
Did Vexento plot the assassination?
So goes the rumors, though nothing was ever proven. Unsurprisingly, an Akaviri on the Ruby Throne created conflict. The Potentate was eventually assassinated himself. A few decades later, his heir was similarly slain.
Who assassinated them? I think it was his grandfather.
The Morag Tong, of course. Who else would be so competent? Following the death of Potentate Severian Chorak and his heirs, a large number of Akaviri and their followers left Cyrodiil. Many wound up here in Elsweyr.
In Hakoshae. So, Ashur's here to make sure there's no descendants of the Potentate, and the Magnate here might be one. I hope he's wrong, but I think she will be.
I saw several Reachmen run north, headed home. May a werewolf devour them before they get there.
What?
Greetings. Say, aren't you the traveler who joined the Proving Festival?
I'm the traveller who completed the Proving Festival.
Are you now? Well, that's certainly an impressive feat. Honestly, this whole affair has been nerve-wracking for me. I'm not too keen on dishonoring my ancestors. Who knows what misfortune would befall me?
Geez, Ashur was very sneaky there. Were you able to complete the 3 proofs?
To be honest, barely. The first 2 proofs were easy enough. Threw a paper lotus in the river, grabbed a sugar daisy for Dragose. But that last proof, well, it stumped me. Couldn't for the life of me figure out the riddle.
It was easy. But yeah, the bowl and the potion, it could have been either one. Lucky I chose the bowl. How did you solve it?
I'll admit it, I had a little help. Magnate Feina Darak gave me a hint. She's a gracious lady, our Magnate. Always helping out folks in need. I'm not sure how Hakoshae would fare without her.
I see. Well, I'd best be off. So let's go in. But yeah, I'm starting to think the Magnate is a descendant of the...
Glad you could make it. Quickly now, let's head inside. Well, head on in before anyone notices.
Okay, I'm going. But yeah, I think the Magnate might be a descendant of the... Potentate. Oh, what's
Well,
this?
that's certainly odd. There must be something here to take down that barrier.
A magic barrier. Okay. Earth tablet. Tale of the elements.
I'm willing to bet those tablets would fit rather nicely into these sockets on the floor.
Yeah, I just saw that. Hold on. Min raises his mighty staff and so lights up the east. Zisa waves her graceful wand and so drowns the south. Knifer stomp his boots in anger and so rumbles the north. Ilni flutters her colourful fan and so blows towards the west. Okay, so Min lights up the east. So, east is this one? Yeah, east socket. Okay. I thought I'd have a choice to place them. I guess not. Oh, I might have to spin this around.
Well, that certainly wasn't right. Care to try again?
But it doesn't let me choose. Hang on. how do I... It's really weird. Oh, I think... Hang on. I stuffed it up. I think I know what I have to do. Okay, so it's east, south, north, west. East, south, north, west. East, south, north, and then west. What? Okay, try this again. Colourful fan and blows towards the west. I'm not sure. What do you think?
I've generally found that most doors have a way to be opened. Magical barriers not excluded. Let's have a look around and see if there's some way to take it down.
I'm not sure. I thought it would be east, south, north, west. Huh. So Min raises his staff and so lights up the east.
Looks like that did it.
Oh.
Let's head in.
I don't know how that worked it out, because I did east, west, north, south. I don't know how that worked out, but it just did.
The Magnate left a letter on her desk. Interesting, don't you think?
Yes. Letter to Feina Darak. My dearest Feina Darak, I know that our family carries many burdens. One day you will lead Hakoshae and ensure the prosperity of our people, for it is you who carries the blood of the potentate. I knew it. A connection which proves both blessing and curse. You must prepare. Our family has never allowed word of our lineage to go beyond Hakoshae's walls for good reason. The Morag Tong still haunts the shadows of Tamriel, and they will not take such news lightly. As descendants of the potentate, we are seen as loose ends to tie up. To ensure our family's safety, we must closely guard this secret. It is the only way.
Seems this letter confirms that the Magnate is descended from the potentate. What a pity.
Yeah.
Just what are you two doing here? Get out at once!
Traitor! How dare you claim to be of my blood?
What? What's happening? Please, no!
Vegetal.
It's one of her Akaviri ancestors, I guess.
Well, it seems we've confirmed that Feina Darak is a descendant of the potentate. Just in time for her to be whisked away by some vengeful spirit. Just my luck.
Why would a spirit abduct the Magnate?
Isn't that part of the Akaviri's beliefs? Disrespect your ancestors and they'll have their revenge. And given the spirit's armor, he was definitely Akaviri. Huh. Makes me wonder what the Magnate did to deserve such a fate.
Yeah. So you believe that the spirit is one of Magnate Feina Darak's ancestors?
I'm not sure, but it's as good a guess as any. Given the turn of events, we'd best go after them. Perhaps the local tombs? If I know ghosts, they don't often wander far from their graves.
Given the turn of events, what do you mean by that?
Some Akaviri is so upset with the Magnate that he's returned from the dead. And if I'm to see this investigation through to the end, I need to learn why. Let's head to the tombs. It's just east of the town square. Can't miss it.
Alright, let's head to Hakoshae's tombs.
At least we have someone to search. Not much, but I'll take it.
Are you working under the orders of the Morag Tong? I bet you he is.
Clever. No wonder Nayu likes you so much. I will say that it is in the Morag Tong's interest that this matter be settled. We take great pride in the fall of the Akaviri potentate. Best not to have that history tarnished.
Yeah, but you did kill him, but not his descendants. But there's no way the Magnate could take over Cyrodiil now.
That's not the Morag Tong's concern, now is it? My investigation is still ongoing, however. Speaking of my investigation, shouldn't we be going? Who knows what sort of misery the Magnate is going through as we dither on?
Yeah. I don't really want to kill the Magnate. She seems like a nice person. But she is a descendant of the potentate. So we just have to go outside of town. Over this way. There's Ashur already.
Glad you could make it.
We just parted ways. How did you beat me here? He's stealthy.
I see them, just up ahead.
Still you hunt me, assassin scum? Was my death not enough?
No. So that's the potentate. Interesting.
This disappearing act is getting very old, very fast.
That Akaviri spirit seemed to recognize you. Any idea why?
He seems to think that I was the Mer who assassinated him. Could be a simple case of mistaken identity. After all, my mother always did tell me I bear a striking resemblance to my grandfather, Mephisdara.
Huh. So your grandfather assassinated the Akaviri we're chasing?
As a member of the Morag Tong, my grandfather executed a great number of people. But, given the location and the armor the spirit wears, let's move ahead. I have a feeling we'll get our answers soon enough.
He's hiding something. Alright, let's move ahead.
Best if we split up and go our separate ways.
Dark elves do live pretty long. But what if he's actually the one who assassinated the potentate? That would be interesting. Would be interesting indeed. This is kind of a creepy looking tomb. Whoa! But a pretty looking tomb as well. Let's get a better look. Can we see down there? Not really. Oh, look at this. Pretty in its own way. Try and get past. Shade of the Founder.
You will not advance!
We will.
No!
You can't find out. Find out about what? Now I'm curious.
Proconsul Balorin Kai, I presume?
Very good, assassin scum. You and your companion have been most insistent. Come, let us speak.
What's going on?
Feina Darak has called my spirit to judge her. By her quill, my name was written. By her hands, the paper lotus placed. And so I have come to punish her wickedness. And yet you try to stop me. Who are you to deny me my revenge?
Why do you crave revenge?
When I escaped Cyrodiil, I had but one man to protect me. Someone I placed my utmost faith in, my utmost trust. Lieutenant Line Bardwick. But when it came time to guard me from my Morag Tong assassin, my protector fled.
So the Morag Tong assassin killed you?
Yes. Though not before I was able to inflict a mortal wound myself. Both I and my assassin died that day. But not Line Bardwick. He looted my corpse and claimed my name. It was he who founded Hakoshae, not I.
Ah. She's not a descendant then. But why abduct Magnate Feina Darak? She didn't betray you?
Her family continued to spread the lies of my betrayer. For centuries they have proclaimed themselves nobility. But all they have inherited is lies. She must renounce her title and tell her people the truth. Only then will I be content.
Oh good, so we won't have to kill her. I'll relay the message to her.
Go then, and convince Feina Darak to speak the truth. Only that will save her.
What prompted your return?
The Proving Festival is a time for the Akaviri people to commune with their ancestors. Not only does it allow the dead to view the living world, it also invites us to cross over. Feina Darak called me to judge her. I have come to do so.
I guess that's why they stopped the Proving Festival all those years ago. But she didn't do anything. It was her ancestor who stole your identity.
And so I did not kill her, as I attempted to kill Line Bardwick when first this festival was held. My lieutenant also summoned me by our ancient rites, though he did not realize this. I was compelled to cross over and judge his wicked ways.
But you weren't successful.
Line Bardwick was a strong mage in his own right. He cast me away. For centuries I have waited for another Proving Festival, but I suspect that Line Bardwick took precautions against my return. But now, at last, the truth can be revealed.
Wow, he's waited a long time for the truth to come out.
I can't believe it. The founder of Hakoshae, my ancestor, he lied?
That seems to be the case. Will you speak the truth? I hope she does.
You don't understand. To admit such a horrid truth wouldn't just dishonor me. It would dishonor my entire family. All of my ancestors who have done such great things for Hakoshae, they'll all be disgraced. How can I do that?
True, but better to tell the truth than live a lie. So you want to keep lying about your ancestry?
No. I don't want to keep lying. The citizens of Hakoshae deserve nothing but my complete honesty, even if it comes at the cost of my family's reputation. I'll do it. Ancestors forgive me, but I'll tell everyone the truth.
Good, let's get going then.
I'll be watching, Feina Darak, waiting for you to speak the truth.
I'll keep my word.
Well, seems like it's time to get going then. I'll meet you in the town square.
Cool. So is this the potentate?
I shall see if Feina Darak honors her words. Only then can I rest.
She will. So his lieutenant fled. The assassin, the Morag Tong assassin, killed him, Belronan K. And the lieutenant returned, took Belronan K's identity. I'm glad I don't have to kill the Magnate. But yeah, her family's reputation. We'll see what happens, we'll see. Ashur doesn't have to kill anyone today. The rumor is false. Just run back in town. Guess I'll have to elect a new leader once the truth gets out. Ooh, everyone's here. I guess I have to talk to Ashur first.
It seems my investigation has come to an end. The rumor was false, my family name is cleared, and no one even needed to be executed. A happy ending all around, wouldn't you say?
I do. Someone was going to be executed?
The Morag tongue isn't one to leave loose threads, even one that's been dangling for over a century. Luckily for Feina Darak, my grandfather was able to complete his writ. Here, a reward for services rendered.
Thank you. And I'm glad you don't have to kill anyone either.
Now, despite our daring rescue, I'm certain the Magnate doesn't want a member of the Morag tongue hanging about. Though it does look like she's about to make her big announcement, doesn't it? Well, perhaps I'll stick around long enough to watch.
Were you really going to kill the Magnate?
If I had to. My preference was always to prove this rumor false, of course. Still, a writ is a writ. If my grandfather failed to do his duty, then I would have done it for him. Simple.
Yeah, I can see that. But your grandfather's writ was for Proconsul Belrowan K, not Feina Darak. Sorry about butchering these names.
My grandfather was following a writ which called for the death of Potentate Severian Shorak and all his heirs. Had Feina Darak been a descendant of the proconsul, her execution would also fall under this writ. Naturally.
That makes sense. But that seems like a technicality.
I'll let the Morag Tong know your feelings soon as I'm back in Morrowind. I'm sure they're just dying to hear your opinion.
I really want to join the Morag Tong myself. Tell me about the Morag Tong.
The Morag Tong is an organization of assassins. Agents are assigned writs of execution, perform said executions, and then go along the merry way. That's the long and short of it in any case.
Oh, he's not gonna like this. Like the Dark Brotherhood.
I'd ask you not to compare us to those lunatics. Our practices, morbid as they may seem, are perfectly legal and keeping with dark elf traditions. I kill only who I am sanctioned to kill.
I'm part of the Dark Brotherhood. Is that a problem? Huh?
My family has long claimed to be descended from the Potentate. But this is not the truth. The man who founded the town, my ancestor, was a traitor. He betrayed Proconsul Beloran Kai and stole his name. My family's legacy is only a lie. I revoke my title as Magnate. And should you decide it, I will leave Hakoshae forever. This dishonor is mine to bear, and I accept it.
No! We still want you to be our Magnate!
You're an honorable woman, Feina Darak.
You deserve to lead this town.
Ah.
Everyone, thank you. Thank you so much.
Finally, I am a...
And the ancestors in peace. But yeah, from what she's done for the town, that's her actions. So it's good to see that the town still rallies behind her, despite her ancestors' mistake and lie.
Greetings, traveler. I hope you're doing well.
You seem rather happy given all that's happened.
Honestly, I'm still wrapping my head around it all. My entire life, I thought that I was a descendant of the Potentate. To realize that was a lie is, well, it's hard. But I'm still Feina Darak. I know who I am, and so too do my people.
Yep, they do. So you're going to continue to be the Magnate?
Yes, for as long as Hakoshae will have me. And even if that changes, I'll still do my best to help this town however I can. This is my home, no matter who my ancestors were or were not. I realize that now.
Yep, it's your own actions that define who you are, not your past family mistakes.
Now, despite our daring rescue, I'm certain the Magnate doesn't want a member of the Morag Tong hanging about. Though it does look like she's about to make her big announcement, doesn't
Yep,
it?
she already has. Well, it was good seeing you again, Ashur. And I hope we meet each other again in the future. So yeah, this was a very interesting quest area. We got to learn more about the Akaviri and how they have this proving festival which honors their ancestors, and we took part in that as well. So yeah, I really enjoyed this quest area, and I'm glad that I came to this area when I did to do this, to learn more about the Akaviri before we continue to find this last dragon guard. So I will see you around. Thanks for watching.